Good morning, children. Our next session is about colonization, explorations, military use, and map making. Colonization. What do you mean by colonization? Colonization is a process of occupying other countries politically, economically, and socially. Explorations means exploring new places, finding new places, and military use, military purpose, and for the saving of the country, to protect the country, the military usage, where the military have to uh, post it, and where the military areas you have to maintain. So for that, we'll make the maps and map making. For these purposes, how the maps are made, we'll see now. When European power colonized the entire continent, the continents like North and South America and Africa, Australia, Asia, and they needed to know about the places, their climate, crops, minerals, resources, and about the people living there. So the European people, mostly the England people, colonized the entire continents. Entire continents, what continents we have? North America, South America, Africa, Australia, Asia. These are continents colonized to know about their important places of the continents and the climate, crops, what crops will grow in that continents, and minerals, natural resources, what minerals available in that countries and continents. To know these all, they prepared some maps. They sent scientific expeditions consisting of map makers and others to explore the different parts of the world and prepare maps. They sent scientific expeditions consisting of different map makers. So they know to draw the maps according to their climate, their minerals, crops, uh, production in their countries, and others to explore the different parts of the world and to also find out new places. They sent some map makers. These teams fought their way into interiors of continents, crossing mountains, deserts, and rivers. So, basing on that maps, so they tried to colonize the continents. They entered in the continents by crossing mountains, deserts, and rivers, fighting local people to get the necessary information. Local people means here tribal people who are living in forests. Let us take Africa. To enter into Africa, they have to first they meet the people of tribals. Through the tribal people, they came to know the entire continent slowly. This information and the maps enabled the colonial powers to establish their rule over these areas. So, this information by the maps, these maps enabled the colonial powers, means the Britain who colonized other continents, helped to establish their rule over these areas and also exploit their resources. When the British established their power in India, they began making detailed maps. So, when you are coming to India, so they also made some maps to colonize India. They made different maps of the interiors of the country or India. So interior parts of the country, they uh, entered, they traveled, and they noted these all areas, and they made the maps. They established a department called Survey of India to survey the entire country and prepare maps. They established one organization, one department, it is called as Survey of India, and by this survey department, they noted, they came to know the geographical conditions of the country. James Rennell was appointed the Surveyor General, and he prepared one of the first survey based maps of India. So James Rennell was appointed as first surveyor by that department, and he prepared first survey, and he prepared some maps of India. Look at map of India created during the British period and compare it with the current map. Here, this is the map of India, who prepared by British people for their colonialism. And now we can compare today's map of India. There is much difference is there. In 1802, William Lambton began one of the most important geographical surveys in the world, starting from Chennai in the south and culminating in the Himalayas to determine the length of a longitude and also the heights of various places. So here William Lambton belongs to the Survey of India, began one of the most important geographical survey of India in the world, starting from Chennai. It is a southern state capital of Chennai in the south and culminating in the Himalayas. So from south to north to point or to know about that areas, they made surveys the length of a longitude and also the heights of various places from Chennai to Himalayas. This survey was completed by Sir George Everest. It is this survey which established that Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. It was named after George Everest, who measured the height for the first time using scientific methods. So Mount Everest is the name of a person. So Sir George Everest, the surveyor which established that Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world. So he announced that highest peak in the world is that peak was named after George Everest, who measured the height for the first time using scientific methods. So these scientific methods, by using this, he measured the height of the Mount Everest. The height of the Mount Everest is 8,848 meters. 8,848 meters of the Mount Everest height. The survey began in Chennai because all heights are measured from the sea level. Chennai is a coastal area, so before we learned that any heights or places of mountains or places to measure the height, you have to start from sea level, that is 0 degree 0 meters from sea level. You have to start. So from Chennai, we started to measure the height of that mountain. Maps are also great demand during times of war as armies and air forces needed them. So these maps also used very useful for military purpose. So they made according to their needs. Thus, map making received great impetus during the first two world wars. So these maps are very useful at the time of First World War and Second World War, which were happened between 1914 and 1939 and 1949. Many governments tried to keep detailed maps secret so that enemies could not use them. So these maps are military maps are they kept very secretly and not to know by anyone because they are very important for the saving of the country. However, in our own times, in our own times, the use of satellite imagery has transformed the nature of mapping. So, the maps by using satellites, the latest technology they used by this technology by satellites, they also made some maps. We not only have very accurate detailed maps, but it is no longer possible for governments to keep them as secrets. So, keeping secretly the maps are is very difficult for them. So, this information is available to all people for study and use today. So these maps, the same maps we are using, what we are using now, they are very readable and understandable. Another important aspect is use of maps in our times. What are the uses of maps? So different maps are there. How these different maps are used using nowadays? As we saw above, maps are made and used for a variety of purposes for trade, sailing, for conquest and colonizing, and for fighting wars. So with the maps, the World Wars II are performed by using these maps different places of the world. In our own times, maps are used extensively for planning. Planning is developmental activities. For developmental activities, we use maps. Development of countries. This requires planners to identify the problems faced by a region and its resources, etc. So the places to develop places. Suppose to find out the minerals, natural resources of the particular place to develop that region, the maps are used. This is done with the help of maps. For example, we can make a map of regions which have very little drinking water. So it is a thematic map. So particular map prepared to on one concept. Here the concept is drinking water. In which areas the drinking water is available, to know that we'll prepare the map. It is called as thematic map. We can compare this map with maps showing water resources, rainfall, groundwater, and rivers. Based on this comparison, we can decide what is the best way to make drinking water available to all the people of the region by sinking tube wells or building dams across the streams or making tanks or bringing water from distant places in large pipes. Some areas are there which are not available, which areas are not available for drinking water. So the drinking water, some areas have to bring from faraway places by arranging pipes. So for this maps also very useful. Similarly, we can plan agricultural crops for rising cash crops like cotton, while some of parts may be reserved for residence areas to build houses, residence. Also, maps also we can prepare. Schools where you have to build schools and places of worship and shops, temples, churches, mosques, where you have to build. By maps we can know all. Here we are making different maps and different maps better to use different colors to identify easily. Here one chart is there, color and land cover, land use. So dark green forest area to locate to while we are making the maps to locate forest, thick forest, we can use dark green green color, and grasslands light green color we are using, and for land useful for agricultural thick brown color we are using, and yellow color we are using for crop area, so already cultivated area, to know to indicate that we are using yellow color. And mountains we are represented by dark gray, hills we are represented by light gray color, and plateaus and swamps it is yellow color. Here yellow color is thick yellow in crop area, and here the light color yellow color we are using identifying plateaus and swamps. Light red color and wastelands means which areas are not using for cultivation and are not using for any other purposes, that is barren land, wastelands. We can represent it light red color, pink color. And tanks, rivers, canals, and wells we represent with light blue color. Seas and oceans with dark blue color we can represent. Places where minerals are available with white color. And boundaries of the countries or states we can represent by black color. So these are the representing colors. The representation of various socio-economic aspects. Socio-economic aspects means social means maybe they are agricultural lands or temples or offices, government offices. And economic aspects means like fields, factories, where the factories are established. We can identify with these maps. We can use the technique of map pattern like points, symbols, lines, etc. Like points, symbols, river symbol, and the lines is the line, river line, and quantitative data. Quantitative data means minerals. Suppose minerals is there. By mineral we can identify like a triangle. Like this we can make it. Can be represented by dot method, circle, graph, charts, etc. In stipulated thematic maps, shading can be used as pattern. Shading we can use, we can make the shades with using by different colors. So this is our first lesson, that is making of that is reading and analysis of maps. So once go through the lesson, once I explained some important points, topics, and which topics are not covered by reading lesson you can understand. Thank you very much.